Welcome to Technology Simplified, where we discuss technology and its impact on business and how we live our lives. Michael Vidikan, CEO of Future in Focus, is here to discuss robots, virtual reality, and the Internet of Things.
All right, thanks Stephanie, that was great. We're here with Michael and we're going to talk about Future in Focus. So let's start off, Michael. Just tell us a little bit about what Future in Focus does.
Sure.
And what you do in your role with the company.
So Future in Focus, we're trying to help companies understand the future so they can make better long-term decisions. We're really trying to put the future in focus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So really looking at trends that are happening in the industry or across industries, right?
Right.
And trying to guide from a research perspective what's going to happen, so companies can look at that and make adjustment.
Exactly. We're really trying to give companies an idea of consumer trends, technology trends, kind of how the two of them intersect, and how companies in different industries can sort of learn from other industries. It's really all about looking outside your own industry to really look for innovation and to look at disruption.
Sweet. So tell me a little bit of who are your target customers? Who are you really trying to target as a customer?
Typically, we work with large organizations.
Okay.
So
Big
it's
business, enterprise.
Fortune 500 enterprise, fast-moving consumer goods, food and beverage, automotive. A lot of the companies you'd expect that have to spend time thinking about the future. Their shareholders have a lot riding on actually getting something in their next product cycle, figuring out sort of what's next.
Right. Okay. Now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little technology today. So I think first we're going to throw out robots and talk about that.
Yeah, robots.
so I'm going to get your opinion on a few things, and I want to talk to you about a few things. So I just went on and got my son the newest robot from Spiro. Have you seen this?
No,
From
I
a Star
haven't.
Wars movie. You know the Star Wars movie with the
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot too and answer your question.
Sure.
I like it. So a company Spiro, they're out there, and I think they got a $30 million investment somewhere in there. They had a couple. It's a small company, 3 or 4 people, and they had expertise in building robots that roll. And so the latest movie that came out with Star Wars has this little robot that rolls. And so now Apple and everywhere so they gave them $30 million, and they are mass marketing this before the holidays.
Yeah.
But it kind of is, and it's a robot that you control with your iPhone.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those types of devices. I actually had a pocket drone.
And there we go.
I don't know if you've seen these. They're basically a helicopter. It's about this big.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Same similar with the drones that are coming out. Right.
Use the iPhone
To control it.
To just control it, and it flies around. The first day I got it, it flew around, it hit the ceiling, it hit the walls. My wife looked at me with the most evil eyes.
Right.
Because it flew, it hit something, got in her hair.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I flew it indoors. But we're gonna have a lot more of these,
Well, and that's
devices, and it's definitely first step.
Yeah. And my son, he's 11. He wanted 2 things for Christmas. He wanted that little drone, and he wanted the flying drone as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And both of those things.
In some ways, the technology hasn't changed that much from when we were kids. Maybe.
The remote control car.
Remote control cars, right? I mean, there's not really that much of a difference. Now, the game changers when I think they were doing those with Furby, maybe, or some of those where you would talk to it and then it would respond,
talk back.
it would learn.
Yeah.
So if it was a learning robot, which maybe there's some software
probably the next gen.
Updated exactly, and then it'll know to follow you. It'll know to pick up after you.
Right.
And it would be interesting if they added a component where kids can then program it and learn to actually give it commands.
Right. No, that's actually a great use for it, right? Is to teach them basic robotic programming. I remember back in the day, like when I was getting my college degree in the 90s, and we had that stinking light board, right? And you'd have to, like, your electrical engineering class where you'd hook it up and make lights light up, and things like that, which is, it's just okay, but hardly, for our class project back in the day, we had to do a robot, right? And program the robot and give it simple commands and make it walk down the hallway and things like that. And now all of a sudden, we're talking the end of my college career in computer science, that my son that's 12 is going to be doing the same thing now, right? It's the technology advancement's huge.
Yeah, it's like when I asked my parents about what they, my dad used a slide ruler, back in high school.
Right,
and,
yeah.
And to me, that's what?
Yeah.
A slide ruler?
Yeah.
And the thing is that what kids will be using in the next decade or 2 decades it's just going to be a completely different experience.
Yeah. But like you said with the drones, I think what we've seen is, I think there's been such a, where you can fly them and laws about them and all that's still trying to come up with how you deal with this, and we've never dealt with it before, right? And of course the commercials where you see all the little drones flying around,
right.
And I think with Jeff Bezos coming out and saying maybe we can deliver packages this way for people, right? It just I think it's very new. The markets are new, and we haven't gotten really the practical applications. But with everything, right? It's where you get these entrepreneurs come in and small companies figure out what do we do? What's the applications we can solve with these problems?
So, what's interesting is that the next wave of innovation here is going to come from the enterprise.
Okay.
The consumer market, you still have mostly hobbyists that are playing
Yeah.
with drones and robots.
Right.
It's the remote controlled car of this generation. So it's not going to be there's not going to be a big consumer mass market audience that are going to have big breakthrough innovations with just a consumer drone.
Right.
You're not really going to be delivering your coffee from the kitchen to your bedroom. I mean, even though that would be amazing, and I'd like my...
Actually, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing,
yeah.
right?
Like it makes my coffee and then brings it to me in the morning.
That would be amazing,
yeah.
Right? And
I'd
there's
pay
one
money
guy
for
that's
that.
going to have to... Yeah. The problem is it's going to be like $10,000 or $50,000.
I think it would
for
be
that
worth
coffee
$10,000
machine.
at least.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I wait to Gen 2, but I would be
Right.
definitely like hey,
No, it's possible though. I mean, that's the thing is and that's part of what I love about the future is that you think about what's possible based on the technology that's here.
Right.
And then that hopefully inspires someone to go create it.
Right.
And go
And
build
do
it.
it. Yeah.
Because how many people watched Back to the Future or I don't know, Demolition Man or some sort of futuristic movie and said, "Oh, that's a great idea."
Oh, right.
Star
True.
Trek. Come
True.
on, Star Trek and Star Wars both have inspired millions of people,
Right.
and I'm sure a lot of the inventions that people are coming up with, the Tricorder X Prize,
Yeah.
right?
Right,
A lot of
right.
that is based on
On
fiction.
that, yeah.
It's total fiction.
Right.
And so here, maybe somebody will invent the coffee machine that literally brews it and brings it to you in your bedroom.
Well,
know that
I like that though. I mean, that's a very practical application,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's a practical problem. It's a very nice convenience to have, right?
And so I don't necessarily see that in the consumer home, but you still will have transportation and logistics are still issues. So you still might have people that figure out a way to get a drone to a rural area. That still might make sense.
Yeah.
Their farmers are going to be using drones for surveys and looking at the landscape.
Okay. Right. No, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
For fire and emergency search and rescue.
Yeah.
You're going to need to know the landscape, and so having that sort of overhead visual
And see where it goes, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
You can imagine firefighters in Southern California battling a big blaze. They've got limited visibility, but if you've got a drone
show you
that's
where it
circling
is.
up and it's got IR and it's got different... I heard a story about somebody who went overseas to Japan after the nuclear disaster and after the earthquake and issues with radiation leaking. And so people couldn't go into those areas, and also you couldn't actually figure out where the streets were. Because the street signs had all fallen down.
Right, okay.
And so if you had Google Maps, you could see where the street is supposed to be,
right,
but you didn't actually know where it was.
You know where it's,
and so one drone company, they were able to overlay what the drone was seeing onto Google Maps.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So that you could see a real-time visual. Yeah, real-time.
Where people work.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so you could see into the rubble.
Okay.
And you could see, this is where this street was supposed to be.
Oh, wow.
So
nice.
So that gives you that sort of like new application, and I think that points to the role in sort of the enterprise and government to sort of lead the way here
and get there.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Well, hey, thanks for taking the time to come out and talk with us today, and tell us your website.
Yeah, it's futureinfocus.com.
Awesome. And Twitter? What's your Twitter?
Twitter is just Mike Vidikan. At Mike Vidikan.
There it is.
And I guess that's it.
All right. Sweet. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Find out more at wirevibe.com.